Have a look at this. And what an instant table of contents reading. I mean, I can sit here whole night and just watch that loading and unloading being done. So this is a KSS-190A, the best mechanism ever made. And you can go to track 1 just as nicely as last track 11 or anywhere sort of in between, and you just instantaneously play that. What we have here is a Sony CDP-337ESD, and why am I making this video? This is because people ask me, you know, I have this beautiful U-built DAC, but what transport should I get? So unless you have $3,000+ for Jay's Audio transport, and they employ new old stock CDM4 mechanisms, well, that's your best bet. For around $1,000, maybe a bit more, because I mean, I got this from Japan, where they're still reasonably priced, but they are 100-volt units. So the other reason I'm making this video is that I converted it to 240 volts, and here is the transformer that I ordered, made specifically for me. And you know, you can tell them the lengths of wires and colors. You know, these are original colors from Sony, so you replace one for one. You just cannot go wrong and connect them wrong, you know, because they're just the same as the original one. So sadly, these used to be $35 and now it's $120 plus shipping, so it's not that cheap. But I think it's still worth it, because the machine is excellent. You know, good part inside, you know, Elna, and I put some Nippon Chemical capacitors there, you know, when I recap the cheap ones that we're getting on a bit. I mean, still a competent CD player. It's got two TDA-1541A DACs from Philips, and you can put, you know, single or double crowns in place of them. And I can, if you want to buy it, I can even put sockets for you, so it's easy. But, you know, I really think that this is a perfect thing for transport. And interestingly, if you look at the SPDIF trace, there's nothing there until you flick the switch, which kills the analog and turns on the digital, and as you see, it's nice and square. So you can have one or another. Once you have analog, well, the digital is killed. I suppose there's less noise, so which is you know, good engineering. So that was the main reason for the video, and now that you've lasted that long, comes the torture, and one other reason that it's so smooth, they put silicone seal there around the drawer, so when it comes in, it not only seals from any sound escaping from the mechanics of the discs, but also the dust doesn't go in there, so it lasts forever, you know, and that's why it's so smooth, because those rails don't wear out because there's no dust there. And of course, it's much nicer and quieter when it closes. So I really like torturing you people, particularly when I have a nice numeric pad there with some tones, but this time I'm not going to do the 0.9 of a millimeter, because that will be trivial. Here's a disc with 3 millimeters, and of interruptions of data layer and black dots. And instead of going to 0.9, which is a Red Book standard, let's go straight to 18, which is double that. And as you see, there is no problem with that, and we can go to 20, or even easily to 23, 4. Still plays fine. It will actually play even 30, but there will be some artifacts. It will learn it, and now it plays. But let's go to let's say, I don't know, 55, and that is already a 2.5 millimeter line. So that's really severe instead of 0.9, and we can go to all the way to 3 millimeters, and with a first pop it still plays that. So, you know, no player today will come close or anywhere close to that kind of engineering. I think they've started very well with CD players, and as time went on, they decided that they just didn't need to make them that good, and they just deteriorated to the point that now, you know, the DVD rate mechanism, you know, $5 mix that that they use, and they just don't last. That's why the SACD players fail so fast, because they got just cheap, you know, $5 or $10 mechanisms in them. Well, thank you very much, and till the next one. Bye-bye.